Hello guys, welcome back to Fun with Frank. In this video, we are looking at the top 10 best world leaders. Before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Every day the world changes. People are born and people die, yet life continues. However, in the middle of everyday life, people with a unique flair and the ability to influence a large number of other people are born. These are some gems because of the sheer presence and charisma. And whether or not these people use their talent for good has always been a debate between nature and nurture. However, the world has seen many great leaders from all over the world, and some of these leaders have had an impact not only on their countries but on the entire world. Of course, such a list will always be subjective. We take into consideration here only the fact that these few were great leaders and not whether for good or bad. World Leader 10. Che Guevara. Ernesto Che Guevara, also known as El Che or Che Guevara, was an Argentine revolutionary who co-led the Cuban Revolution with Fidel Castro. He was a trained doctor who led guerrilla warfare. After finishing his medical education, he went on a trip across South America with a friend, and it was on that trip that he had the idea for a revolution, having seen the plight of the people in each country. Many people were drawn to him because of his compassion, charisma, and love of doing good for others. He has since become a symbol of rebellion, which he deserves fully. World Leader 9. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Franklin D. Roosevelt, also known as FDR, was an American statesman and political leader who aided the country during difficult times, such as the Great Depression. Roosevelt contracted polio at the age of 29, leaving him paralyzed in both legs. Nonetheless, he was elected president in 1933, and he is the only president who had been elected 4 times in a row until his death in 1945. He also led the American military into World War II and helped the country rise to power. His political knowledge and desire to never stop at qualities that every true leader aspires to. World Leader 8. Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte was a French military leader who rose to power following the monarchy's overthrow during the French Revolution. He was astute and cunning, and he understood that larger numbers did not always imply greater strength. His small armies are said to have defeated larger armies. His Napoleonic code of legal reforms is still used in many places today. His military leadership and concern for the common man made him famous, and he ruled and influenced France for a long time. World Leader 7. George Washington. George Washington, the founding father of the United States of America, is still regarded as one of the greatest leaders the world has ever seen. He led the American Revolution and later, as the first president of the United States, led the country into its first few years of independence. He was a visionary, and his vision for America helped it to become the superpower it is today. His tenacity, steadfastness, and ability to make difficult decisions made him a great leader, and he led many people to success. World Leader 6. Mao Zedong. We can see that some of the greatest leaders have emerged as those who led a change in a specific location. Similarly, Mao Zedong was the leader of the Chinese Revolution and the founder of the People's Republic of China, the China we know today. He stopped the Japanese invasion, revitalized China's economy, and helped it become the superpower it is today. His vision for China is what he and the Chinese people strived for. His governance and economic ideologies and principles are now known as Maoism. World Leader 5. Abraham Lincoln. It takes a visionary to lead a country through difficult times. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, led the country through the American Civil War. He worked hard and did his best to keep the country's people united. Otherwise, America would have many smaller countries instead of one large one. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation, putting an end to slavery in the United States. His heart ached for those whom he could do nothing. His conviction, humility, and oratory skills distinguished him as one of the greatest leaders our country has ever had. World Leader 4. Winston Churchill. The most crucial and important time for a leader to demonstrate their true worth is in the face of adversity, and Winston Churchill excelled at the task. During World War II, he was the British Prime Minister and leader. He was a capable leader and an emotional man, but his great triumph was in inspiring others to defend themselves against the Nazis. His tenacity, perseverance, and patriotic devotion to the country inspired the British to press on and win the war with the help of allies. "Keep calm and carry on," he said, and won both the war and hearts of the people. World Leader 3. Martin Luther King Jr. It all began with a dream, as it always does. A dream for a better tomorrow and a dream for change. Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights activist and the leader in the United States. He also belonged to the clergy. He is known for non-violently advancing and leading the civil rights movement. He fought for racial equality and painted a picture of a better future in which all men are treated equally. He was a great leader because of his courage, perseverance, and willingness to fight for what was right until the bitter end. In 1964, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. World Leader 2. Nelson Mandela. This great man does not require an introduction. Nelson Mandela was South Africa's first democratically elected president. He was a leader and face of the anti-apartheid movement, and he fought against racial discrimination his entire life. He received a lengthy prison sentence for his actions, but this did not deter him. He emerged as a hero, leading the country into a free and equal future. His determination, focus, and willpower was so strong that even after nearly 30 years in prison, he was able to get out and work for what was right. World Leader 1. Mahatma Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born as an ordinary boy and later became known as the father of the nation, or Bapu. Mahatma Gandhi led India's revolt against the British tyranny. He fought quietly and with ahimsa, or non-violence. He believed that truth and only truth would triumph, and he brought freedom to India without harming a single soul. Civil disobedience movements, boycott of foreign goods, and other actions demonstrate his opposition to the British. The British eventually left India, and Gandhi became the nation's face. He is without a doubt one of the greatest leaders who have ever lived. Thank you for watching the video.